Next we'll hear from Omer Samiri. Omer is the Chief Technology Officer for Mobile Media Solutions. He brings to the company more than a decade of hands-on consumer marketing experience and a proven record of building, launching, and growing products, services, and companies. Omer was a pioneer in leveraging mobile and internet-based marketing efforts to drive attendance and participation in nightclub events in the Hollywood area. His innovative marketing approach was welcomed by reputable clients like Paramount Studios, FRD Clothing, Diane's Beachwear, and Playboy. Samiri holds a bachelor's degree from California State University at Northridge.
Okay, thank you very much, Randy. And I'll adjust this microphone higher. Okay, thank you very much. You can hear me. Well, there's no doubt that mobile is a viable communication channel. It's efficient and it's effective. And it's cost effective at that. When you compare it to some of the traditional marketing channels, such as television, print, radio, there's significant cost savings with the mobile communication strategy. In addition to being cost effective, it's also an efficient channel. It saves on resources for a business. So rather than have a representative that initiates communication via phone calls, you can initiate communication via text message. Both for the consumer and for the company, it represents a more efficient method of communication, reducing staffing costs, etc. Many of us sit in meetings on a regular basis, and the phone rings, and it's impossible to answer the phone because you're in a meeting. But if somebody were to communicate with you via text message, it's a lot easier to read and respond to that text message in a timely manner without losing any ground. Now, there's been a sense of evolution in the mobile space over the last several years. Mobile originally, text messaging, started off as a communication tool for businesses. Businesses were using mobile to communicate with their sales staff and employees in an efficient manner. But it slowly started to get adopted by consumers. Consumers were then able to leverage text messaging to communicate with their peers on a peer-to-peer level. Well, then you had the advent of short codes, and brands started getting into the game and using short codes to communicate with their customers and their prospects by incorporating marketing campaigns, the ability to text into keywords. In the last couple of years, we've seen kind of an evolution beyond just marketing campaigns and more business communication, relevant communication between the brand and the consumer. Appointment reminders, payment reminders, on-site communication, away from just marketing. And it's kind of had this 360-degree evolution. And that's primarily because text messaging is now kind of a preferred method of communication for consumers. It's easier for them to read and respond to messages, and it's not invasive. Now, the underlying focus here, the underlying conversation is regarding having a comprehensive mobile strategy. It's one thing to just create a keyword and have people text in, but without a comprehensive strategy and proper implementation, you're not going to receive the results that you want. The marketing strategy, the communication strategy should focus both on marketing and on communication, business communications. Marketing alerts such as promotions, coupons, special offers, alerts, and text-to-win promotions are great, but they need to be complemented by communication-type campaigns, sending reminders to people prior to their stay, communicating with them once they're on site and getting them to stay on site. Gaming alerts, show alerts, text-to-screen at some live venues like nightclubs that are on property. These are great ways of communicating with your guests while they're on site. They don't necessarily have a marketing component to them, but it's definitely a more efficient means of communicating with your customers. And then lastly is follow up with retention type campaigns, incorporating guest surveys, and then retention. A lot of companies have steered towards retention because there's a lot of money in retention. There's also almost more money in retention than there is in new client acquisition.